Hello, and welcome to a presentation of Magnasphere, the world's most advanced switch technology. Before we talk about our technology, it's important to understand from where we've come. Pictured is a 1937 Packard sedan. In its day, it was state-of-the-art, but you don't see many of these on the road anymore because they haven't advanced to the latest technology. Drivers today want power steering, anti-lock disc brakes, and GPS systems. These cars now have been relegated to a museum. This device is a 1937 wireless device. Unlike your iPhones and Blackberries of today, this doesn't have unlimited text messaging and data, but it helped us win World War II as we stormed the beaches of Normandy. Again, no one's using these today because they're antiquated, but in 1937 they were state-of-the-art. This is also a 1937 state-of-the-art device. This is a reed switch. Unfortunately, this antiquated device is used in security door and window contacts every day throughout the year. Millions and millions of them have been used. Well, from the diagram you can see that it's a sealed glass capsule with inert gas to prevent oxidizing, and when a door is closed, the magnet causes the two magnetic poles to become opposite and touch, and this allows the circuit and the current to flow. When you open the door or window, the reed blades lose the magnetism and they separate, and that's what opens the switch. Why is this reed switch outdated? Well, it's fragile. It's made of glass so it breaks from assembly, installation, kicking around in the back of a truck during transport, or from temperature extremes. When a door swells, it can crush that glass reed switch. Also, the reed switch is vulnerable to voltage. Any lightning or a stun gun maliciously attacking a door can render this contact useless, and it fails secure, so you don't know as a client or as an integrator that the door is not working. So when the system is armed, a break-in goes undetected. And more importantly, the reed switch, because it was invented as a telecommunications device and not a security device, it's easily defeated. Despite all these vulnerabilities, we use thousands of them every day in security systems. Why? Well, because there's never been an alternative until. Who is Magnasphere? Well, we're a company that's invented a new technology to replace that 70-year-old reed switch. The switch was invented by Randy Woods and partnered with Rick Hirschman in 2002, and they're still involved every day with the operation of our company, as are all the other major shareholders. We have the first significant improvement in security contacts in more than 30 years, and back in 2002, Randy and Rick took this switch to the ISC show, the International Security Conference, and submitted it into the Security Industry Association's new product showcase, where the switch won Best Intrusion Detection and Best of Show. What is a Magnasphere switch? Well, Magnasphere, magnet, and sphere, it's a magnetic ball in a metal enclosure, as you see on top of the head of the dime. And a cross-section shows you that that magnetic ball is resting against an electrode, and it's a security device specifically for security contacts. In more detail, what the construction is based on. So you have that magnetic ball in the housing, and when you have that ball resting against a ferrous metal bias ring, the ball, being a magnet, is attracted to that metal ring. So when you close the door and a stronger magnet becomes into the activation zone, it pulls that magnetic ball away from its resting spot, snaps it down to the bottom of the electrode, which is circled in green at the bottom of the screen, and that's what closes the circuit. The actuating magnet, meaning the door open or the window opening, will pull that magnet away and allow the ball to retreat back into its resting spot. Because this ball is a magnet. It's attracted to both the metal bias ring and the activation magnet. You can install it in any orientation, vertically or horizontally. Why is Magnasphere switch contact superior? Well, it's robust. It's made of nickel alloy, not of glass, and the construction is virtually indestructible. It's resistant to voltage, so any stun gun or any lightning in the area will not affect the magnetic ball. And when it fails in our MSS open loop system, it fails safe, so you know that a door is not functioning. It increases security for your client and decreases liability of a undetected break-in. Most importantly, it's anti-defeat. Because we have a directionally activated switch with a very narrow activation zone, a defeat magnet won't affect our...
This is a demonstration of the Magnasphere anti-defeat security contacts. In our little door, we have two security contacts installed. On the right is the reed switch contact, which is typically used by most alarm companies all over the world. On the left is the new Magnasphere technology door contact. For demonstration, I will open the door and show you that in a typical situation, when a door is violated and the alarm system is active, the light signifies that the siren is sounded and that a signal is being dispatched to the central station. However, all a bad guy has to do is take a simple compass, run it around the perimeter of a door, and you'll notice that the magnetic north of the magnet contact will tell the bad guy exactly where the contact is located, and then a defeat magnet is placed on the outside of the door, so when the door is then opened, the reed switch contact has been defeated and no longer activates the alarm system, whereas the Magnasphere anti-defeat contact still activates the alarm system and help is being dispatched. So if you are going to buy an alarm system, would you want a system that includes contacts that can be defeated or Magnasphere contacts which are anti-defeat?
So if you are going to buy an alarm system, would you want a system that includes contacts that can be defeated or Magnasphere contacts which are anti-defeat? A powerful demonstration of how a contact made with 75-year-old reed switch technology that was designed for the telecommunications industry matches up against the Magnasphere contact that was designed as a security device. So, Magnasphere has what we call the MSS, Magnasphere Security Sensor offerings. All the typical door contacts that are used in electronic security systems every day, except ours are made with the Magnasphere switch technology. Everything from a 3/8 inch recessed, a 3/4 inch recessed, a 1 inch recessed, a surface mount, and even one that mounts on a rail mount garage door. What we're really excited about is our innovative MSS 300 series, which comes with 2 or 3 switch options, and those multiple switch contacts can come in any variation of open or closed loop. And recently, at the 2013 ASIS show, we released our Magnasphere radio frequency sensor. It's a wireless sensor with Magnasphere technology. These are everyday, low-cost contacts with Magnasphere switching. But more about the wireless. Magnasphere has a wireless contact that has the highest allowable signal strength, the lowest current draw, so it increases our battery life to 14 years, superior performance on steel because of the way our board is situated in the plastic housing, and that housing is narrow and low profile, and it's resistant to moisture buildup because our microprocessor board is not sitting down in the base of that housing. Our system contacts are compatible with Honeywell, GE Interlogix, now 2 gig. The old security standard for high security was called UL634, and for decades, the triple balanced magnetic switch was the go-to contact for high security applications. The illusion created was that with these BMS contacts, they made them more secure because there were 3 reed switches in its construction. The vulnerabilities of these BMS balanced magnetic switches caused UL to rethink their high security standard, which in effect caused them to split UL 634 into two separate levels. One for the BMS contacts that were all in existence, and now a new higher standard called Level 2. Back in May of 2011, the Director of National Intelligence released a directive that said any security contacts being installed in a SCIF, a secured compartmented information facility, must meet UL 634 Level 1 or Level 2, or an equivalent that's authorized by an authorized officer, but HSS Level 2 is preferred. So the Director of National Intelligence is preferring a Level 2 contact. And this is why. This is a BMS.
This is a demonstration of a high security contact triple balanced magnetic switch. For this demonstration, I am using a Central 2707A, but all manufacturers use a similar design and technology. This high security contact is used in applications such as airports, nuclear power plants, and safes and vaults. Underwriters Laboratory, although they've listed this as a high security contact, have recognized that it is vulnerable to defeat and to tampering. I will show you why. For demonstration purposes, I have two LEDs that will activate and deactivate. One is for the alarm circuit. As I open the door, you'll see that the alarm light is extinguished, and for tamper. So when I remove the contact from its base, it will also extinguish the tamper. This is a two-part component. The top is commonly referred to as the contact, and in this case it has 3 reed switches installed that supposedly make this more difficult to defeat. The bottom is the target magnet, which draws those reed switches opened and closed. So the idea behind this is you open the door, it sets off the alarm, you close the door, you can arm your system. But for the pry tamper, when you remove it from its bracket, you set off the alarm so that no one with access to this device can tamper with it. However, all it takes is a simple magnet placed on top of the switch, and when you'll see now when I remove it from its base, I have defeated the pry tamper. So anyone with access can tamper with this device to set it up for defeat. In addition, to defeat the contact for an alarm condition, meaning gaining access without authorization, all you need are 3 magnets. I have here what I call the defeat sleeve, and in this defeat sleeve are 3 magnets. So anyone with access can place 3 magnets over this device, open the door, and you will see that I have defeated the alarm circuit. The light is not extinguishing. So by using simple magnets and having access to a device, you can defeat it for tamper as well as for alarm.
Once again, a powerful demonstration of how inadequate the reed switch is. So Magnasphere has developed a UL 634 contact that looks very different, and it also comes with 2 contacts, 2 closed loop, or comes with 1 open and 1 closed loop. And we'll compare the 2, both supposedly meeting the same UL 634 Level 1 standard. However, Magnasphere has been tested by UL to the standard, where the Central and other prior BMSs have been grandfathered and relegated to the standard and never tested.
This video is a comparison between the Central 2707A and the Magnasphere L1.5 high security contacts. The Central unit is made with 70-year-old reed switch technology, whereas the Magnasphere contact is made with Magnasphere switch technology. I've connected each of these contacts to LEDs on the left to show when both the tamper and the alarm circuits clear. First, the Central unit. When you're mounting the contact, you must first mount a 2-screw tamper bracket, which includes the pry magnet. Once you have that device mounted, you must then use 4 screws to mount the contact for a total of 6 screws. The magnet itself also requires 4 screws. However, oftentimes you will need 2 technicians, whereas if the magnet is too far away or too close, the alarm zone won't clear, so you'll need a technician on a meter to determine the sweet spot of this balanced magnetic switch. The Magnasphere contact requires 2 screw mounting because our onboard integrated tamper circuit allows you to first mount the device with 2 screws, drop in the cylinder magnet pulling the Magnasphere switch for the tamper closed, followed by the cap, so that if you need to have someone pry this away, they must first get to the 2nd screw, which will activate the tamper. Next, you have a 2-screw magnet, which allows this Magnasphere contact to be mounted with only 4 screws versus the Central, which requires 10 screws. Using Magnasphere's switch technology allows the device to be mounted from 0 tolerance all the way out to its UL standard. So, for ease of use, for better technology, for a higher level of security, the Magnasphere L1.5 outperforms the Central every time.
Hopefully this explains why a BMS contact rated for UL 634 level 1 is significant advantage of Magnasphere's technology over the reed switch. We talked about the new high security standard and how UL 634 was divided into 2 levels because the UL 634 contacts were prone to magnetic defeat and tamper. So all those prior BMS contacts were relegated to UL 634 level 1, and as I mentioned, never tested to that standard, unlike the Magnasphere contacts. The new UL standard, called UL 634 level 2, is the standard that the ICD, Intelligence Communication Directive, from the Director of National Intelligence, sent out saying that the preference was for high security contacts to be level 2 when protecting a skin. The difference between level 1 and level 2 is differentiated by the standards that must be met. In order to achieve level 1, it primarily consists of compromise tests. UL 634 level 2 not only includes those 8 standards that must be met to achieve level 1, but an additional 8 standards which include foreign magnetic field and foreign magnetic compromise tests for both tamper and compromise. So the real significant difference between UL 634 level 1 and level 2 is insider defeat. If a contact is rated to UL 634 level 2, even though an insider might have access to it, there's no way that contact can be defeated, whereas the general consensus is with enough time and enough effort, a UL 634 level 1 may be defeated. Magnasphere has 2 different options in our surface mount level 2 contacts. Our HSS L2S, which stands for level 2 single, because it's a single contact that can be wired either normally open or normally closed. Our L2D, or level 2 dual or double, is our UL 634 level 2 contact with 2 contacts, both closed loop. Both of these level 2 contacts come with magnetic and pry tamper, as well as options to have built-in resistors that are compatible with your control panel. They look very similar in size and depth to the BMS that we looked at from Central. However, our Magnasphere contact has 2 types of holes mounting, one for horizontal, one for vertical, which in many cases will eliminate the need for an L or a Z bracket. And of course, we have our integrated tamper circuit, so you don't have to mount a bracket. We've taken the UL 634 level 2 one step farther by making it in a concealed offering. The L2C, or level 2 concealed, is our recessed version that is available in a 1-inch diameter in both the wooden door configuration or a metal door ANSI cutout version. So if you can have your door prepped with the same ANSI standard cutout that you have for your latching mechanism, you can install a Magnasphere level 2 contact completely concealed. And our L2C come with a pry tamper and 2 closed loop contacts. We're excited because our L2C was named by Security Sales and Integration magazine a top 30 technology pick for 2012. These are the organizations across the United States that are using the Magnasphere technology to protect their facilities. Everyone from Homeland Security to the Library of Congress and every other agency in between. We're very proud that the United States government recognizes that Magnasphere has provided the highest level of protection for security door and window contacts. Why use this new contact? Well, for your clients, you're going to give them a higher level of security that's defeat resistant. And if there was a failure, we have our contacts designed to fail safe, so it reduces their vulnerability, and it's a better switch, more secure at the same cost. And at the highest level, our balanced contacts are easier to install. It's the same installation and they look identical. For you, as the integrator or provider, you can increase sales because your company is providing a higher level of security than your competition. You have opportunities to go back to your existing customers and show them the new technology and replace some of the systems that you may have in place, and you're providing a better solution when you're competing for new jobs.